Welcome today to a Not Much Time 33 Outdoors. Thanks for coming. Just out on a local forest. Just gonna do a little bit of exploring. Really black dirt here. Must have been brought in. Fill a hole. Got some little blue flowers on the ground here, or violet. Look at that tree. It got pulled right out of the ground. They must have had machinery in here widening this trail. Came from right here. I know they have been going through this area and taking the common buckthorn trees out of here. There's other buckthorn species too. I think one's called glossy buckthorn. They're an invasive species. It's nice to be out in the early spring. Maybe we'll get to see some frogs in the water. Guess you could say frogs are my favorite. Thought I heard something in a tree above me. Looked up, saw a little twig falling to the ground, but no squirrel. Look at this tree going back to the ground. Really rotting away. Look at the fine. Oh, that's not. I thought that was wood. That's pine cones. They've been eaten by squirrels right here. There's another pile here. There's a little hole in the ground. Another little hole over there. The forest is full of life. Nice to see that. Sure beats the asphalt and cement that we live and walk on every day. For the most part, most people do. The steel buildings that we sit in, the plastic and steel and fiberglass cars that we drive around in. You wonder how that affects you. Well, there's definitely a different feeling when you're out in the forest. The ground's still soft from the winter. And this is it's called a swamp, it's called a wetlands. But this is the drier part. I think I'm gonna go off trail. Got the sun kind of behind me, so it'd be better to walk that way. Anyways, bunch of new plants coming up. Those are turning into ferns, I believe. Could be wrong. Yeah, I think so. Lots of ferns here. Just some last all year, but these ones look like they're annuals. If that makes sense. Maybe it's not annuals, maybe it's something else. I hear the geese behind me honking away. And I heard something going through the bush ahead of me. This is the best time of year to go off trail, I find. You can see a lot more without all the leaves being out yet. I'm about, let's say, 25 to 30 kilometers away from where my last night exploring video came out. I think I called it Moonlight and Eyeshine. And there's a lot less leaves here because I guess it's because I'm further north. Or a different type of trees, I guess. But here there's not as much undergrowth or ground growth because this is a pine forest. Spruce forest, as I look up. I think there's a mixture in here. Pine cones. Actually, spruce. Wow, it's thick. Spruce boughs. That's what that is. There's a white pine right there. It's nice to be out and about. I really come out here for the most part just for the peace, the quiet, the tranquility. But I'm open to some action. Seeing some deer jump up and take off in front of me, I'd love that too. This looks like an area that has a lot of prints. Maybe it's a bedding down area. Cannot say for sure. Right now I'm just kind of looking for my least path of resistance. I'll have to do a lot of ducking and squeezing under branches. If I see any plants, I'm going to try to identify them. Deer print there. Just a little fawn, it looks like. Look at that. Huh. Looks like something bigger step there. Indented the ground. Which would happen easily with the ground being sort of spongy. Top layer would crust over, and then as you stepped on it, it would push it down and break it out to the edges so far. I'm glad I came today. Yeah, I feel like I'm invading, and yeah, there's a bunch of poop there. Yeah, I'm invading in a gathering area of deer, I believe. Move out this way a bit. I know I moved the camera fast. I realize that when I watch the videos over before I upload them. Try to get better. Now look at this here. Somebody's been back here, I believe, to do this. I got this branch lined up on another branch on that spruce tree, caught in a Y on that old tree. Then they got another Y here onto that one. That, I don't know if that's natural. I think somebody had to do that. But I won't speculate beyond that. I don't know, maybe a dozen deer just to pop up, take off right now, and I could film it. I'd get my blood pumping a little bit. Haven't seen too many spiders this morning. That's a good thing. This is basically the first time I've ever really gone off path here. And now I remember why it's so thick in places. Well, this section is mostly spruce trees. I actually thought this area of the forest would be mostly hardwoods. I was thinking about it as I was driving here. Another nice thing about this time of the year, there's hardly any bugs. Good way to stretch your back out is get in here where you have to bend over to get through everything. I cut the grass for the first time this year. I usually get pretty sore, but the only thing sore is really my arms for some reason. I think that's from starting the lawnmower, that's all. Pulling on the cord. Going a little slower because I kind of got something in my eye. I'm trying to see if I can get it out without hurting my eye more. I just spotted a hardwood tree. Or maybe it's a poplar, maybe it's not. I guess they say poplar is a type of hardwood. really sure how far I am from the trail. I've been slowly angling off, so just remember where the sun is, and that's how I get back to the trail. Well, I see my battery says 30%. I charged it after my last night hike. I should have charged it again this morning and top it back up. But I could end this video when this one dies and plug in my other one. That would just take seconds and start a new video. Make a second part to this video. When I was younger, I used to go in the forest and I'd see how branches from top of one tree were bent down under another tree. I used to do my best to free them and make them stand straight up again so they would grow straighter. I don't do that as much anymore, but I see so many of them like that, where the smaller tree is bent over by another tree and it's going to grow in a curve instead of growing straight up. I know this one's a break, but just want to see if I could lift it up a bit, but I can't. I apologize for not moving and talking much. I still got something in my eye. I'll keep moving. Not gonna get anywhere going that way. Plane's gonna fly over us. It's pretty loud. Wow, that is pretty loud. This would be a good hunting area. They hunt here 5 days a week. We're only allowed to hike on Wednesday and Sunday. That's not natural. Somebody needed a branch. Well, I'm at 18% now on my battery life. See, how long have I been going? My eyes are bad. I think it's 26:52. I'm not sure. Maybe I should shut this video down. Look at that tree break. It's pretty well dead. I think that's why it broke. Dried out. Wow, the battery is dying fast. I just hit 16%. I'm gonna let it die right out. So when it goes bye-bye, I just wanted you to know, thanks for being here. Please subscribe. It would really help. But I don't want to beg for subscribers. I want to say the channel built itself and not me begging, building it. But I appreciate you watching. I hope you can enjoy the tranquility of the forest. No forest is the same, they're all different. That's why I think a lot of us that like the outdoors keep going. Sometimes we keep going to the same place over and over again. Sometimes we go to different places because new and refreshing is even better. But it's always satisfying. And of course, not much people spend much time outdoors. I wonder why that area right there is more worn off. Something stepping on that, but you would think that this branch would block people from stepping on it. Somebody was sitting there chewing away at that, maybe. There's a big old stump. Not a really big tree. It's a pine tree or a spruce tree, maybe. There's the rest of it on the ground. If you can see it, it's quite camouflaged. Blends in good. Oh, it's quite long. Goes way down there. Part of it goes this way. So it was a two-branched out pine or spruce tree. Still quite hard on the outside, but you can see how soft it is right here. There's some newer stuff on the ground too here. We'll go around this. My battery says 9%. Yeah, there's some newer stuff on the ground. Probably from way up there. I remember one of the things my dad told me in my lifetime is that these trees, they kind of like prune themselves. The lower branches either dry out and stay there, or else the weight of the snow just knocks them off at a certain point. So before this camera dies, got to 32 minutes, I believe it says, I'm going to say bye, and I'm going to start up and do another part because I'm just really enjoying myself here. Thanks for being here. Not much time, 33 outdoors. Just exploring the outdoors while there's yet time. Because truly time is running out and our lives are so short. So I'm glad you came for a little visit. Have a great and wonderful day, and God bless.